Fine, I'll talk about it. Everybody's quitting total tower defense, and I figured as one of the OGs of the OGs, it is my duty to mention things in this video. I'll be telling you my opinions on the game, the YouTubers, my game, a secret idea that I talked to Solantric about that is now not a secret, so I can talk about it, because people are making it very public that they're quitting. Get out of my face, buddy. That's right, I own this server. So here's the thing. I'm not gonna bore you by just sitting here and like running around, so hold on. All right, I am playing live here, so you know, if the gameplay is subpar, shkadoink, that's why. About 9 days ago, Quill put out a video that he's quitting Toilet Tower Defense ? And then more recently, the other day, mcchickens did the same thing. These two guys were obviously some of the remaining biggest people primarily posting Toilet Tower Defense. So for them to be like, hey, I'm no longer playing, it's kind of a big deal. Oh my goodness, I suck at this game. In mcchickens' video, he said some stuff that I agree with and some stuff I disagree with. Basically, you know, just the fact that they basically switched from doing weekly updates to bi-weekly updates. I mean, the last time that was a thing, that caused like the game to kind of take its first initial death. And I promise you guys, I'll get to what I told Solantric on what I need to do, or what he needs to do to save the game. I know in mcchickens' video, he referenced that Evan is lazy or something, but I think they cleared that up. At the end of the day, and it's true, most games have dev teams, most bigger games have dev teams of at least like, you know, 5 to 10 devs consistently. And the fact that Toilet Tower Defense has been stuck with 2 and now just 3 has really been limiting them, obviously, with some cool ideas. I'm not going to sit here and yap about that for a long time. We know TTD has like no devs, and that's their choice, and whatever, you got to respect that. But point is, they're naturally limiting themselves with just 2 devs, you know what I mean? And it's not even that they're being lazy. It's just that the updates, you know, they're not adding things that actually make people want to play the game. At the end of the day, things like shiny units should have been in the game a long time ago, and we're still missing normal features that a lot of other tower defense games have, such as like traits or enchants, things of that nature, things that fundamentally change the game, not, oh my goodness, here's another Titan man. So the direction of my video, as you guys have already noticed, bro, like out of 7 days a week, I'll probably post TTD like 4 times, maybe on average now. I got no hatred toward the game. I mean, for goodness sake, I posted Balls Tower Defense the other day, and now that game somehow has 8,000 players. I'm gonna take credit for that, and they should give me $100 million. But seriously, the direction of my videos, I mean, I've already like silently quit daily uploading. Obviously, I haven't mentioned it. I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm leaving. But it comes a point to where it's like, what is there to put content on? You know what I mean? I can only do stupid challenge videos that haven't been done before so many times. You know what I mean? So it makes it a little bit harder. But that leads us to like, what about my game? What about Meme Tower Defense, right? I announced that a couple weeks ago. Right now, we are in the finishing stages of, I guess, putting the game together, right? Because it takes a lot of work with the UI and stuff. And then after that, we'll start the kind of the testing phase, finding bugs, all that. But that's one of the final stages. I'm not going to give you guys a hard release date until we know for sure. Obviously, there's no point. And with game development, it's hard to know for sure. But once my game comes out, that will be more of my main focus. Obviously, you know, bro is on his Talantric arc, people have said. But yeah, I'm not the only one that's like, I'll call it silently quit daily uploading this. Obviously, Doodle and Arky used to be big daily uploaders this. Now they're doing everything. They're posting freaky Minecraft. They're posting Sprunky, whatever that is. They're posting Bemmy Blocks Simulator. They're not. I wish they would. That's not a thing. Never mind. But yeah, is this guy invisible? What the heck is, what was that? But I mean, yeah, a lot of creators just aren't going to get the views from Toilet Tower Defense that they used to get like 6 days ago. 6 days. I can't speak while I'm playing. 6 weeks. 6 weeks ago, 6 months ago, whatever it is. I'm no exception. I mean, for some reason, my Balls Tower Defense video got like 100,000 views. Skibidi Tower Defense has been updating recently, and those videos have been doing well. But I feel like you guys like me enough. A decent majority of you guys like me enough to sort of watch whatever the heck I do. I know some games do better than others. Like I tried playing that stupid Roblox fish game. It's not stupid. I just got mad at it because I couldn't pay to win that fast. It's weird because like the game that, for example, like Will and mcchickens say they're primarily switching to, or at least partially switching to, is Five Nights Tower Defense. However, Five Nights Tower Defense is past its peak. Why do I have to spectate this guy every time I die? Is he cheating? Five Nights Tower Defense is no longer getting the players of its peak player base. I would say say it had its peak maybe like 2 years. Not 2 years. It wasn't even a thing. Maybe 2 months ago. Can this guy stop trolling me? Because now I'm seeing it dip down to like, I remember late last night I was scrolling the games and I remember it dipping down to like 13,000. And I'm not sure when the last time I saw that happen was. So it strikes me as odd. I mean, I guess, you know, that game does have better updates. I'm not going to lie. But here's the issue with updating the game, or a game in general, which I'm really going to work on when I am a full game developer here and my game is out. You fall into a loop of just adding redundant things, which just means like adding things that don't really matter. Like it's one thing for the Thanksgiving event just to add another turkey crate with units that, okay, they do this, and they go to bed, whatever. And this is where I'll get into what I told Tlantric months ago. That doesn't fundamentally add anything to the game to make players want to play it longer than just checking out the units. So here is what I told Tlantric. This is no issue leaking this because it was my idea, so it's not a problem. And also he said he wasn't, I've got confirmation that he's not gonna do it. So here was my idea. So what do players like about tower defense games in general? What is their favorite thing? It's not necessarily like, oh my goodness, it's a tower defense game. That's the most revolutionary thing in the world. No, tower defense games exist. They've existed since I was a kid playing Bloons Tower Defense on my 2004 computer that would lag if I got past level 50. They've existed forever. But what kids, and even me, because I enjoy tower defense games, why do we value these games is because we get to grind for stuff. I know I jokingly pay to win, but in an alternate reality where I'm just one of you guys and I'm like back to being 13 or whatever, grinding for games is fun. And you're not just gonna add like so many of the updates and the games in general just after it's been a year plus of release has no grind to it. I remember when I first started playing tower defense, bro, there was 3 mythics and I would be happy grinding for like, to have a couple in my inventory for goodness sakes. The upgraded speaker man, the upgraded Titan camera and all that. So here is what I proposed to Telephone Pole. I got in a DM with him and Manataj, I'd say 2 months ago, and I said, listen, bro, here's what you need to do to save your game. Not that it's dying. I mean, a game with 40,000 players, I mean, it still makes money. Who cares? It makes a decent amount. Here's what I told them to do. And I know Manataj dropped this. He named this in his video, which is fine, but I'm going to elaborate on it. So my idea for Tlantric was Toilet Tower Defense Season 2. And here's what I mean by that. The glory of playing these games, the joy of playing these games comes from grinding for stuff. That reward you feel when you get a rare unit that actually impacts your gameplay more than just, oh, it's another overpowered unit, is a feeling that has been lost in Toilet Tower Defense. So here's what I told him. I said, you make a Season 2. And that doesn't just mean like, it doesn't mean a whole new game. No, Toilet Tower Defense Season 2 is basically a whole new world within the game. So picture this. You're in the Toilet Tower Defense lobby and then you say, okay, I want to go play Toilet Tower Defense Season 2. You go through the Season 2 portal and then you spawn in the Season 2 lobby. Now here is everything that is different about Toilet Tower Defense Season 2 that I thought of doing. Everything that you need to know. You would spawn in that Season 2 lobby with no units except a starter Season 2 unit. It would basically be like every single player had their stats reset in Season 2. Every single player had their inventory reset for Season 2. And hear me out, you would start just like you did if you started fresh on Toilet Tower Defense. They would have a handful of Season 2 units, maybe like 15 total to start out with. You'd start out with a Season 2 common, and everything would be new in Season 2. They'd have a Season 2 summons, they'd have a Season 2 crate. Basically, you get that joy of How did I miss that shot? Everyone please look away. You get that joy from grinding from the start. You don't lose any of your Season 1 stuff. You can always go back. There's Season 2 currency. They start out with Season 2, like 4 new maps for Season 2 and a new endless map. It would take maybe a month or 2 to prep that update, but I got confirmation that he's not doing it, and I really disagree with that and think that it would have done wonders for the game. Everyone who has left the game because they no longer have anything to grind to, this just does a complete overhaul for the entertainment purposes of playing Toilet Tower Defense. Not everything is just nonsensical repetitiveness anymore. I mean, imagine getting the Season 2, like not even, there doesn't have to be any godlies yet. There could be just 3 mythics, but guess what? For Season 2, they're actually good now. Stuff has meaning again, right? So you go into a map and you only have, let's say, a legendary was your best pool, then you get your first Season 2 mythic, and it's that excitement again that, oh my goodness, now I have something good to actually beat this map. Heck, I can go into nightmare mode and use a freaking rare from the recent turkey crate and probably beat it. I'm not gonna lie. It adds a whole, you could have a Season 2 trading plaza. You could have, like I said, Season 2 currency, which once again, that would put money in the devs' pockets. So I mean, it's not like it would even be a bad situation money-wise, you know what I mean? But it would just be such a good refresh. There's reasons that a lot of games have, or maybe not Roblox games, but games in general have the ability to reset your stats because players need to refuel their love for the game, which came from grinding the game, which came from progression. We've lost all progression on Toilet Tower Defense here. Every update that comes out just, you know, it's just here to showcase whatever new units there are, but they don't fundamentally change the game. If you start adding seasons to the game, then every few months you can have a new season and refresh that grind for players that want to grind for it. It now adds value to rare units again, because let's be real, you go, please undo your bubble, and I still missed. It now adds value to rare units of that season that, you know, in season 1, or I'll just say in the normal TTD, nothing matters anymore. Like only a handful of units even have value, to be honest. If you go to the marketplace, everything would be refreshed. And if a developing team ever takes this idea, you heard it from me, and they stole it, because I feel like I want to implement this in my game that comes out, because I'm fully aware that if you just grind the same thing, that grind will eventually end. And we're not just going to keep releasing new literal games. You're not going to just make Toilet Tower Defense 2, right? It's much easier to kind of start from scratch again within the same game, but just overhaul the grind process. There's a reason that Pet Sim X went to Pet Sim 99. There's a reason that Pet Sim 99 spawned Pets Go, right? Players will stop playing their game once they feel like they have reached the peak of things that they feel like grinding for. There's a reason that Five Nights Tower Defense player count, after I'd say 5-ish months of being popular, is now taking a slight dip, because people get the godly units, people get the astral units, and they say, well, I'll go grind another game. There's a reason that Balls Tower Defense can reach 9-10,000 players. Let's be real. Balls Tower Defense is not that good of a game. It's just compared to other tower defense games, it's just not that good of a game. That's not me being a hater. I'm just saying that, you know, that's my opinion. But why does it get a decent amount of players? It is a new, fresh thing to grind for, okay? At the core, tower defense players just want stuff to grind for. So when you've reached a stalemate like Toilet Tower Defense, where everything you have in the game can beat every mode, can get you to wave 100, can get you to get a girlfriend on Roblox. That's how I met my wife. I'm kidding. There's nothing worth doing anymore. To be honest, I'm surprised it still has like 40,000-ish players when the game's not updating. I mean, that just tells you there's still that audience there. There's still an audience for tower defense games. I mean, I don't know. I'd love to hear what you guys think about that whole seasons idea. Basically just reset everything. You would still be able to go to season 1 and use all your old stuff if you feel like it. Gosh, season 2 leaderboards, season 2 win tracking, season 2 rewards. Like, it just opens up so many more opportunities. It's beautiful. Don't put me on fire. I have a family. Okay. So when I release my game eventually, which hopefully shouldn't be that much longer, that's something I might look into implementing. Because let's be real, I'm not going to expect you guys to play my game for 4 months and not get slightly bored of it. That's life. But yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know why they chose not to implement that idea that I gave them. I mean, teach their own. But yeah, I just thought that was really smart, really good idea. As for me, like I've been saying, it's pretty apparent that other games are being played on Bemmy Blocks. Bemmy TD is obviously like a FNAF channel right now. But on Bemmy Blocks, I don't really care what I post, to be honest. But the reason I was trying to help Telephone Poll out with the update ideas is because obviously the better this game is, the better my videos can be, and the more content I have. I mean, I do worry about this bi-weekly updating, because then more creators are just not going to be able to create, and then more people just stop playing because of that. I also don't think it's that, you know, serious of a thing everyone's making it out to be when they say they're quitting. I'm quitting Toilet Tower Defense. Oh my goodness, guys, I'm quitting. I mean, at the end of the day, we're just playing what we want to play, but there's still a population of players who love tower defense games, and I am one of them. So, trying to think, is that all I really wanted to mention? I was really big on that season 2 idea. I think it's a good idea. I don't know. Gosh, and now tomorrow, well, by the time you see this video, maybe I'll have to wake up and see how much Talantric is gonna sell that plushie for, that new ultimate plushie that he leaked on his Discord. Boys, if that thing is more than like $30, I'm going absolutely off. Because I've heard the insanity of like what Pet Sim does with their plushies that they sell and all that. I mean, you know how I feel about that stuff. I guess I'll stop there. It sucks because my final verdict is that a game like Toilet Tower Defense doesn't have to, there definitely is ways that they can fix their issues that they're having. You know what I mean? I feel like, although it is hard, that is the game dev process, and I really think my idea would have worked. But it is what it is. That's the video. I'm gonna 360 no-scope someone to hit the the outro. Just wait real quick. And 360 no scope this kid, and you're dead. Told you. I promise I got him. Quack, quack. I just blew him up. I just blew him up.